First, you get rooted by staying grounded through meditation and journaling. Then, you feel inspired with intimate tarot-infused flows and behind-the-scenes magic. Next, you shine, using your voice to vote on our channel's future content and unlocking it all. And finally, you expand, growing your practice through one-on-one personalized private classes. This is what it means to be a part of the Rise Up community on Patreon. In gratitude, here's a free release from our Patreon library. This month's practice is inspired by the voice. Learning to use your voice as an expression of your inner truth can be really liberating and empowering when you allow yourself to go there. In a world where speaking up can mean condemnation, violence, or judgment, it can be really scary to let your voice be heard. So this practice is here to guide you into exploring the expression of your unique voice, even if you feel uncomfortable, weird, or fearful. Know that by allowing yourself to play with sound and your unique sounds, you open up an avenue for liberation for yourself and all those around you. Energetically, the throat chakra is connected to sound, inner dialogue, and vocal expression. And the throat chakra is connected to the color blue, so hence all of the blue today. As we prepare for our practice, if you have a yoga block or something of a similar shape or size, you're welcome to grab it now so you can have it during practice. Otherwise, as usual, you'll be able to do this practice without any props at all. Once you feel all set up in your space, find your way into an easy seat. You are welcome to sit on a block on your hips to elevate those and bring in some more spaciousness into your diaphragm and your belly, and a bit of relief into the hips if that's where you want to go. Otherwise, you can just hang out directly on your sits bones. Once you arrive, let your palms rest on your thighs, roll your shoulder blades down your back so you start to open heart and open the front line of your body as we start to explore the voice. I invite you to soften down your eyelids, turn inwards. Connect to your inner expression, your inner truth. So what does that mean to you in this moment? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? Allow yourself to be honest with yourself first and foremost, and allow that honesty with self to draw you into further depth and connection with your inner being. Take a few gentle rounds of breath to yourself as you start to just step away from the day before you and arrive into this present moment more deeply. With every moment letting go, with every moment arriving in the now. Now we begin with a little breathwork exercise. As we all exhale through the nose, let the belly pull in towards the spine, find this contraction of your torso. On an inhale, take that breath through the nose, let your belly rise, fill up your whole torso with air. On an exhale this time, keep your mouth closed. We're going to exhale through the nose, and then as you exhale, create this hum in your throat. So it'll sound something like this. Notice what feelings that ignite within you. So whether it's discomfort, whether it's freedom, whether it's something in between, just notice. And deep breath in through your nose. Breathe in. And breathe out with that hum. notice the reverberation of sound in your mouth, on your tongue, and your throat. One more inhale. And exhale, hum. We'll take a few more rounds of breath, just shifting our that slightly. So take a deep breath in through the nose. This time on the exhale, you'll open your mouth, breathe out through your mouth, and still find that humming sound. So it'll sound something like this. Ah. Soft breath in, reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Get that nice openness in your torso. And exhale. So notice if for you that wants to come through more as a sigh or a hum. Just let that expression travel through your body. One more breathe in. And breathe out. Return to your natural way of breathing, gentle inhales and exhales through the nose. Notice your experience in this moment. What does your own voice feel like? What does it sound like? If at any point during practice you want to find your own playful expression, you're of course welcome to do so. Start to slowly open your eyes, coming back into the space. Start to lift your arms out in front of you, so as if you're holding a platter. Your palms are faced up towards the sky. On an exhale, draw your right arm under your left, and we're coming into eagle arms. So you can either plant your palms on your shoulders, or you can wrap them more fully, so the backs of your hands or your palms touch. So find your unique expression in this moment. On an inhale, lift up through your elbows, take a look up towards the sky, and find a slight arch in your back, so you start to bring this length into the front line of your body and your throat. Exhale, round inwards, bring your chin towards your chest. Notice what it feels like to draw your chin so far inwards, creating a slight compression in your throat. Inhale, lift forwards, open up. Exhale, drop inwards. Round your shoulders forward, get that deep stretch in your back. One more inhale to lift, lengthen, try to reach your elbows just a tidbit more. And then exhale, drop inwards. Now keep your arms where they are, and then start to find a few circles. So imagine you're pointing your elbows in some big circles around your body. Let your gaze follow your elbows. And let your chin also follow this movement. So creating this big, expansive circle in many different parts of the body. Once you arrive at the bottom, go ahead and rotate the opposite direction. And let your breath travel through your vocal cords unimpeded. So finding this flow of both sound and movement. On your next exhale, as you arrive at the bottom, go ahead and rest there. On an inhale, uncross your arms, open your chest forward, and come into cactus arms. So your wingspan is open, your fingers are pointed up towards the sky, sort of goalpost arms. And then you can take your chin up towards the sky as well. Big opening in the heart space, in the throat. On an exhale, bring your hands behind your back, and then you can clasp your hands together here to make a fist, or if it feels more accessible to you, to reach your either hand to your wrist. You're welcome to do that as well. Once you arrive there, on an inhale, reach your fists towards the earth so that your shoulders open. And again, once more, take a look up towards the sky. So not only are we opening our throat for that expression, but we're allowing our hearts to find that opening as well so that we start to speak from our hearts. On an exhale, release your hands, bring them to your knees. Start to take a few circles with your shoulders one way. And let your breath be integrated with your movement. And then reverse your circles. And start to slow down your movement. Start to just shake out your wrists, your fingers. Finding this expression not only with voice, with throat, but with body as well. Now you can start to slow down that movement and we'll meet into a tabletop position. So you can either rock forward, you can swing your legs to either side. How does your body want to move in this moment as you set up in your tabletop with this strong, sturdy foundation? Imagining this long line of energy all the way from the tailbone through the crown of your head. So keep your gaze directly down at the mat in between your palms, firmly pressing into your knuckles, the tops of your feet. Deepen your connection to your yoga mat. On an inhale, let your belly reach towards the earth. Let your heart open and your throat open as well as you lift your chin. You can shake your hips to the left and the right. Take your gaze over towards the left and the right as well as we just open up these energy centers. Open ourselves up for some more flow. As you come all the way back to neutral with the spine on an exhale, round through your back, let your chin come towards your chest. See how far you can drop your head inwards. On an inhale, let your belly drop, your heart open, coming into your cow. On an exhale, round in. One more. Inhale, drop your belly, heart opens. You can either hang out here in stillness or you can again take those movements to the left and to the right. If you want to take any of those humming exhales with your mouth open or closed, you can play with that. And then come all the way back to neutral. On an exhale, round your back once more, finding your way into your cat. And then inhale, come all the way back to your tabletop. From here, start to slide your right foot all the way forward so it meets in between your hands. Press firmly into your right foot. On an inhale, lift your torso up, reach your arms high, and find cactus arms again on the exhale. Inhale, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, let your hands come down towards your feet. Rotate your left toes off to the right side of the mat. So we're going to open our hips over towards the left. From here, walk your hands all the way around so they're coming to the back of your mat. Your left palm will plant on the back of your mat and then start to straighten out through your right leg. You can press into the outer edge of your right leg and As you do so, let your right hand slide over your ribs and then lift all the way up towards the sky. On an exhale, reach your right fingertips. They'll be reaching towards the back of the mat, so you get this extension, expansion, and the lateral side of your body. Keep rolling your right shoulder down your back, so you're open through the heart and through the throat. From here on an inhale, start to reach your right heel up towards the sky. You're going to notice this glute activation in your legs. On an exhale, bend through your right knee, bend through your right elbow, and then draw your elbow and your knee in towards one another, finding this little crunch. On an inhale, extend your right leg out, your right hand out, again opening through the body. This time, maybe take a look over towards your right hand to open up your throat as well. On an exhale, round inwards, contract. Inhale to open up, lengthen through the body. Keep reaching your right heel towards the sky. One more. Exhale to contract, elbow to knee. Inhale, press open. See if you can get a little extra reach from toes to fingers. And then on an exhale, release your right foot all the way down. You can walk your hands all the way back to your right foot. So you'll bend through your right knee, rotate your body back towards the top of the mat, and then you can just step your right foot back to meet your left, meeting back in a tabletop. And then we'll take it to the other side. So left foot travels all the way forwards. Inhale as you press and root down while your arms lift up towards the ceiling. Exhale, go ahead and cactus your arms. Inhale, reach with your fingers upwards. Exhale, let your hands come all the way down to wrap around your left foot. Now rotate your right toes off to the left side of the mat. Walk your hands to the right, so they're coming all the way again. Right palm plants at the back of your mat. Left leg straightens, and you press into the outer edge of your left foot while your left fingertips lift up towards the ceiling or reach all the way towards the back of your mat. Explore your expression. Take your gaze up towards your left fingertips. Notice the availability of that movement in your neck. On an inhale, find a steady base and then lift your left heel off of the earth. Keep flexing your toes towards your face. On an exhale, bring your elbow and your knee in towards one another, round in. Inhale to find this expansion. Exhale, round inwards, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach it out long. Exhale, find your elbow and knee to meet one another. Last one, big expansion. Notice where your throat starts to open. And then exhale, release your left foot. You can walk your hands all the way back towards the top of your mat, letting your hands wrap around your left foot, and then travel your left knee back to meet your right. Now from here, tuck your toes and then shift your hips back towards your heels. Find a gentle opening in your ankles. And take 2 breaths. You can either hang out here with your palms in front of you, or you can let them rest on your thighs. As you do so, just soften the throat, soften your shoulders. And then start to walk your hands forward if they were on your thighs. Keep your hips near your heels and then start to rotate your hands externally until your fingers are pointing towards your body. So if you need to scoot your hands closer to you, you're welcome to do so. Just find a spot where you're getting a nice stretch in your forearms and your wrist without it being too intense. So it'll be more intense the further you are away from your body. We're coming into a lion's breath. So again, to get that energy flowing through the throat. Soften out through your shoulders. Soften your eyelids closed, and then take a deep breath in through your nose. On an exhale, you'll open your mouth, stick out your tongue, and take a sigh through the mouth. Soft breath in through your nose. This time, with your eyes closed, bring your gaze up towards your third eye center. Focus there. And then exhale with tongue out. Big sound, big sigh. Just a few more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Two more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last one, biggest breath so far. Inhale. And big sigh out. You can slowly start to flutter your eyes open, gently rotate your fingers towards the top of your mat, and then we'll find a gentle counter stretch for the wrists. So reach your fingers towards your body, but this time come on to the backs of your hands. So you're getting that stretch in the opposite direction. You can find any movement, you can find stillness. Notice what any of this expression with your voice is bringing up for you. Again, just have the honesty with yourself and with your feelings. Starting with that inner truth and then allowing that to move through you. And go ahead and walk forward onto your forearms and then walk your knees and your feet all the way back. Bring your belly and your pelvis all the way down towards the earth. We're coming into a Sphinx pose. So you'll reach your elbows under your shoulders, press firmly into your palms, and then as your ears move away from your shoulders with that compression of your hands on the mat, and find that lift in your heart and throat. On an exhale, let your chin drop down towards your chest, and then choose a direction to move in as you take a few gentle circles with your neck. Really try to take your time through this movement so that you feel the intricacy of this movement on every part of your cervical spine and your muscles. And when you feel ready, you can take that movement in the other direction. Once you feel even in those directions, just bring your head all the way back to neutral. From here on an exhale, take your gaze over towards the left. Inhale, take it back to center. Exhale over towards the right. Inhale to center. This time, bring your left ear to your left shoulder. So you're still keeping a look forwards, but you're getting the stretch in the lateral side of your neck. Inhale back to center, and then exhale right ear to right shoulder. Any other movements you'd like to take here, you're welcome to. Otherwise, when you're ready, you can come back to neutral. But just explore if there's any movement that your neck is really wanting to take in your individual expression in this moment. You've got 2 breaths. All right. We'll all meet back in the neutral position with the head. Start to slide your palms under your shoulders, press your torso up, and then we'll find a little counter pose with child's pose. So keep your knees this time close in towards the midline of your body. Reach your hips towards your heels. So with our knees more midline, we get that deeper stretch in the lower back. You have the option to reach your hands all the way out in front of you, or you can extend your fingers all the way back towards your toes. So either a deep stretch in the shoulders or a deep softening. Where is your inner being, your inner truth guiding you in this moment? Two breaths to yourself here. On an inhale, gently lift your torso all the way up into tabletop. And then we'll meet in a downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So you can tuck your toes, lift one knee at a time, and then let your tailbone lift up towards the sky. And the first priority here is making sure your biceps can wrap around your ears. So if you find your head way in front of your biceps, then just go ahead and bend your knees, and then as long as you need until your ears are meeting the line of your biceps. And then you can lift and lower your heels one at a time, both at a time. You can take your hips, shimmy them to the left and to the right. Find this freedom of expression and movement in your own body. Really embrace the uniqueness that is your movement, your flow, your sound. And then start to walk your feet forward, one tiny footstep at a time. So see if you can make them the tiniest footsteps possible, rolling onto your toes and your heels, really connecting to each little part of your foot as you come all the way up and meet in your forward fold. Let your arms find some sways to each side, forwards and back. Allow your head to find a few bobs and movements. If you have a block and you'd like to bring it here under your chest, you're welcome to. Start to reach your right hand either down towards your block or towards the mat. Bend through your right knee, and then slide your left palm over your right forearm, over your chest, and then lift it all the way up towards the sky as you find the spinal rotation. Exhale, draw your left hand all the way back down toward your block or towards the earth, and then take it to the other side. So left knee bends, right arm reaches across your whole body until it finds this expansiveness up towards the ceiling. You can bring your gaze to look at your palm. And then on an exhale, travel your right hand all the way back down, forward fold. You can shift your block off to the side. Then on an inhale, start to lift all the way up. Take your time with your movement. Let your palms slide across your legs. Then as you lift, let your palms slide over your belly, your chest, your throat, your chin, temples, forehead, and the top of your head. And then they'll lift all the way up into your Urdhva Hastasana. So palms are reaching towards one another. Strong steadiness in the lower body as you root down. On an exhale, hands can reach towards your heart. Let your thumb rest on your sternum and then just soften your eyelids. Take a few rounds of breath. So allow yourself to explore whatever expression wants to come through you in this moment. Whether they're softer breaths, whether they're guttural roars, whether it's hums or sighs. What do you need to express in this moment? Once you've taken this moment to play with your unique sound, you can start to let your eyes flutter open, relax your arms by your side, and then we'll take it into a playful expression of sound, of breath, and of movement. So I'll demo it first for you, and then we can all give it a try together. It'll look something like this. So when you go forwards, inhale through the nose, reach your arms high. Exhale with your hands to the side like a T shape. Inhale, your arms come all the way back up over your head. And then as you exhale, you can either forcefully exhale through your nose or you can forcefully exhale through your mouth as you bend your knees and scoop your arms all the way back, trying to lift them up towards the sky as much as you can. So we'll go ahead and do that a couple times here. So get yourself planted, nice steady roots and foundation in your lower body to help keep you here while you find this little flow in the upper body. All right, here we go. Inhale. Keep it moving. It's okay if your pace looks different than mine. A few more times. Last time. And come all the way back up. Let your palms meet at your heart. Again, soften your eyes and just check in. What was that experience like for you? What did it bring up for you? What did it move through you? And find your way to the top of your mat if you're not there already. Root down into your left foot and then travel your right foot all the way back in space. So we're coming into a warrior one. And bend your left knee. Your hips are square towards the top of your mat. On an inhale, let your fingers reach all the way up towards the sky. Hang out here and then exhale. Cactus your arms as you open your wingspan and take your chin slightly up. On an exhale, reach your hands behind your back, clasp your hands into fists, and then reach your fists down towards the earth as you open your shoulders and your heart. Deep breath in as you reach up through the crown of your head, finding this little extra length in the spine. And then exhale, hinge your hips forward, keep a flat back as you move into a humble warrior. So you're working to get your torso about parallel to the earth. And then from here, you can play with lifting your fists over your head, reaching them up towards the ceiling. Although notice the expression of your body and where your fists want to go. So they can always hang out reaching towards the back of the mat if that's where your shoulder opening feels best today. As you hang here, let your chin drop towards your chest, starting to feel that heat in your body. On an inhale, use the strength of your core, lift your torso all the way up. You can release your hands and bring them down towards your heart. Start to straighten out through your left leg. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale one more time, hinge your hips forwards. Your fingertips will be reaching towards the top of your mat. You'll have a slight bend in your front knee, so you're not locking out that knee, but otherwise it's mostly straight. On an exhale, reach your hands down towards the earth. If you have a block and you want to use it for some extra support here in your pyramid, you're welcome to. Keep traveling your chin in towards your chest so you find that compression of your throat. Let your shoulders relax as you find this deep stretch in your hamstring and your calf. From here, reach your right hand to the outside of your left leg, or you can bring your block to the outside of your left leg. And then start to extend your left fingertips up towards the sky, finding this twist in your spine. So this one can get a little bit tricky, so just open up your spine as much as feels accessible for you. On an exhale, reach your left hand all the way back down towards the earth. Bring your block to the inside of your left foot if you're using it. Start to rotate your right toes towards the right side of the mat. So we're coming into a triangle here. Your left hand can place to the inside of your left leg or on that block. And then on an inhale, your right fingertips will reach up towards the sky. So big stretch in the right side of your body, as well as this opening through the shoulders, the throat, and the heart. On an exhale, lower your right hand all the way back down. Rotate your right toes to face back towards the top of the mat. So we're coming back into this pyramid. On an inhale, lift up with the strength of your core and your legs. Hands can come to heart center. And we'll find our way into a dancer's pose. So bring your weight into your left foot and then hop your right heel in towards your glute. Reach your right hand to grab to the inside or the outside of your foot, so whichever one feels better for your body. Mine, I'm grabbing the outside of my right foot, like this. Again, you can grab the inside if that works better for you. From here, extend your left hand all the way up towards the sky. And then on exhale, you'll kick your right foot into your right hand as you lean your body forward and extend your left fingertips towards the top of the mat. As you do so, see if you can take your gaze forward just slightly so you're not rounding in with the front line of the body, but we're really using this dancer's pose as a way to open up these avenues of energy, of expression. If you wobble, if you fall, again, that's okay. Just find your way back into it. Notice your inner dialogue. On an exhale, go ahead and gently release yourself out of the pose. Release your right foot all the way to the earth. On an inhale, let your fingertips reach towards the sky, and then exhale. Palms can come to your heart. Relax through your body. Take a few rounds of breath here to yourself. Let your body relax. Notice how the different sides of your body may feel now that we've just targeted one side at this point. Okay, you can start to open your eyes, bring your weight into your right foot, and we'll take it to the other side. So left foot travels back, find your way into your warrior one. So front knee is bent, front knee over front ankle, hips are nice and square, and then you can lift your arms over your head, bringing your biceps again to wrap around your ears. So we're really creating that depth of rotation in the shoulders as we keep practicing, bringing the biceps to wrap around the ears. Keep drawing your ribs in towards one another. And then on an exhale, cactus your arms, look up towards the sky. And start to bring your hands to clasp behind your back, this time opposite hand on top. Inhale as you reach through the crown of your head. Exhale as you root down through your fists. One more big breath in here. And then on your exhale, lean your torso forwards. Find that about parallel shape with your torso to the earth, and then play around with the movement of your arms, of your hands. Again, bring your chin in towards your chest as much as you can. And stay strong in your body. I know this can get a bit intense, but you've got this. On an inhale, go ahead and lift your torso all the way up. Open your heart. Let your hands release from your back. On an inhale, reach them up towards the sky once more. Exhale, straighten out through your right leg. Reach your fingertips forward, again finding that straight back. Take your gaze down toward your toes. And then on an exhale, travel your hands down towards your right foot. Either letting it rest on a block or tenting them to your mat. Keep pulling your right hip back in space, left hip forward, and notice the effect that has on your pyramid. And chin keeps reaching in toward your chest. And then now coming into a rotated triangle, bring your block, if you have it, to the outside of your right foot. Your left hand can come to the outside of your right leg or to that block. And then this can be a little balance challenge as you reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. If your right arm just comes parallel with the earth, that's perfectly okay as well. And just maintain that honesty, that integrity of where your body wants to move to and where your body's limits are. On an exhale, reach your right hand all the way down to the earth. We'll take it into a triangle. So rotate your left foot to the left side of the mat. If you have a block, it comes to the inside of your right foot. Right arm reaches down towards the earth. Left fingertips lift high as you keep reaching your right hip back towards the back of the mat. Take a little peek up towards your left palm and breathe. On an exhale, let your left hand reach towards the earth. Rotate your left toes back towards the top of the mat. On an inhale, lift your torso all the way up. If you need to shift your block out of the way, you're welcome to do so, and then we'll come into a dancer's on the other side. So palms can meet at your heart, root down into your right foot as you bend that right knee, and then hop your left heel in towards your glute. Reach around and grab to the inside or the outside of your foot. And then just hang out here, practicing your balance. Once you feel steady, you can begin to grow your dancers by pressing your left foot into your left hand. As you feel that pressure of those on one another, your torso can start to lean forward, and then you can extend your right arm forward as well. And keep that core engagement. And let your breath ground and center you. On an exhale, go ahead and release all the way back. Let your left leg, your left foot meet the mat. And then find some stillness. Tadasana with your palms faced forwards, heart open, throat open. Inhale, reach your fingers towards the ceiling. Exhale, melt it all the way forwards. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Hands on your shins or your thighs. Exhale, palms plant, and then you can step one knee back and then the other, tabletop. Keep your toes tucked, shift your hips toward your heels, and then let your palms rest on your thighs. On an inhale, lift your hips off of your thighs, so now knees, hips, and shoulders are all in alignment. Reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands can plant on your low back, letting your palms support your hips and your low back here. And we'll play around with camel to really open the front line of our body even more. So start to reach your elbows towards the midline of your back, opening your shoulders and your heart. On an inhale, reach up through the crown of the head, engage your quads, and then start to press your pelvis forward just slightly as you lean slightly back. So we'll take this in little segments, so just take a gentle back bend here to start. Focus on lifting your heart space up towards the sky. And then from there, you can lift your chin up towards the sky. So more so the back bend is about lifting rather than pressing forwards. On an exhale, come all the way back up to neutral. Release your hands to your side. Inhale, let your fingertips lift over your head. Exhale, same thing. Hands can come to your hips, or you have the option to bring one palm down to your heel and then bring the other fingertips or palm down to your other heel. Again, be mindful with your movement. So just check in if this feels too intense on your back. Staying here with the hands on your low back is absolutely enough for your body. On an inhale, again, take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Let your breath softly move through your nostrils. Keep that engagement in your legs. It will help to protect your low back. And then find any drop of your head. You can keep looking up at the ceiling, or if you feel you have the availability in your neck to drop your head all the way back, you're welcome to. When you're ready to move out of your camel, if your hands are on your heels, gently lift your chin. Bring your hands one at a time to your low back. Really take your time moving out of the pose. We'll come into another child's pose, so bring your palms to the earth, untuck your toes, hips to heels, and again you have the option with your fingers reaching forward or your hands reaching towards the back of the mat. Let your forehead rest on the earth or a block. And you always have the option, if it's not too comfortable with your knees close in towards your body, you can spread them a little wider so you have a little extra room to lower towards the earth. You see how expansive your breaths can be in this moment. And try to not force any of your breath through your body, but just notice the depth of expansion that you can bring your breaths to. On an inhale, go ahead and lift up with your torso. Take your legs to either side and then come all the way down onto your back. So slowly lowering onto your spine. You can bring your knees in towards your chest. From here, bring your knees wide and then lift your heels to the sky. Happy baby. You can reach your hands to the insides or outsides of your feet. Find stillness, find movement. Where does your expression want to go in this moment? So part of really connecting to throat chakra and voice is not only expressing your truth externally, but really embodying your truth internally. So we can do that by checking in with ourselves, by allowing ourselves to feel and express and honor our emotions, to honor wherever we're at in our practice. Okay, start to bring your knees in towards one another. Find a gentle twist. So bring your knees over towards the right side of your body. As you twist to the right, open your left arm to the left. Take a look towards your left palm to get that extra deep stretch in your neck. On an inhale, take it all the way back to center, and then we'll twist over to the left. So knees drop to the left. Your right arm can open to the right as you bring a look to your right palm. And let your shoulders relax, let your thighs soften. On an inhale, and travel your knees back to center. Let your knees meet in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins. And now is your opportunity to find any freedom of expression that you'd like to move to before we take our time in Shavasana. And so you can come into butterfly, into plow, into any hip openers or shoulder openers. So just see where that movement leads you. Otherwise, you can find stillness in Shavasana. And no need to rush. But then whenever you are all ready, you can really take up space on your mat. Palms lift up towards the sky, finding this opening from toes all the way to the crown of your head. And take a moment here to notice how you're feeling. I invite you to express your feelings to yourself either internally or out loud. I feel ... And what does it feel like to really be fully honest with yourself in this moment? What does it feel like to name how you're feeling and to express it? Whatever your feeling is, whatever your expression is in this moment, it is totally valid and deserves to be seen and heard. Now begin to let go of the need to name or recognize anything you're feeling and just settle further into your Shavasana. Allow your Shavasana to reveal to you what it needs to in this moment, so you have the next minute or two to just be. And start to find any movement in your whole body. Toes, fingers, head. And then reach your arms all the way over your head. Point through your toes, reach out through your fingers. On an exhale, move into a fetal position on either side, greeting yourself in this moment. And press into your right palm, lift up through your torso, and find your way into an easy seat. If you usually come into your easy or cross-legged seat with your right foot forward, go ahead and play around with your left foot in front of the other, or vice versa. Just notice what that sort of exploration does for your body. And start to bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly, soften your eyes closed. And take a deep breath in through your nose. We'll find 3 more hums. So here with the palm on the heart, you can really feel that reverberating in your body. So exhale, hum. Inhale through the nose. Exhale to hum. And breathe in. And big hum. You can relax your hands to your thighs, bring your thumb and your pointer finger on each hand to touch. And so your palms are faced up towards the sky, your shoulders are soft. We'll find one Om here to close our class. I do encourage you to practice this Om out loud, this oneness. However, if you don't feel quite ready for that, you can always receive and just listen to this Om at your own leisure. And take a soft breath in through your nose. And Om. Let your palms meet at your heart. Bow gently inwards to your voice, your expression, and your uniqueness. With all my love, namaste.